In this video, I'm going to give you 10 duologues for teenagers with one male and one female performer, all from exciting contemporary texts. Boy and Girl from The Fall by James Fritz. This is the first section. Start on page 12 at Boy's line, "You are so," and end at the end of the scene on page 26 at Girl's line, "I suppose we'll find out soon enough." The writer James Fritz states before the play that it was written for young people, so this play is perfect for teenagers. In this part, Boy and Girl have broken into the house of an old man that Girl looks after. Boy and Girl flirt and contemplate going further with each other. Then they discover that they're not alone. This is a very fast and funny scene, and it's easily cuttable if you need a shorter version. Julie and Luke from Christmas is Miles Away by Chloe Moss. This is scene 5. Start on page 46 at Julie's line, "I like it here," and end at the end of the scene on page 51 at Luke's line, "A bit, yeah, a little bit." Julie and Luke are 16 and they're sitting outside discussing wildlife and their lives. The play is set in 1989 in Manchester, and the text has a very strong sense of dialect to it. Eli and Oscar from Let the Right One In, adapted by Jack Thorne. This is scene 6. Start on page 16 at Oscar's line, "Hi," and end at the end of the scene at Oscar's line, "Okay." Oscar and Eli meet for the first time in this scene. Oscar is scared of a murderer in town, and Eli has been spying on him. It's a simple and really sweet scene. Alex and Sarah from On the Shore of the Wide World by Simon Stevens. This is scene 1. In Simon Stevens Plays 3, start on page 5 at Alex's line, "Have a guess," and end at the end of the scene on page 8 at Sarah's line, "I won't batter you." Alex and Sarah are 18 and 17, and they're on a bus coming back from a night out. Sarah wants to stay out, Alex doesn't. The play is set in Stockport, so some of the lines feel dialect specific. Lily and William from Punk Rock by Simon Stevens. This is scene 1. In Simon Stevens Plays 3, start on page 311 at William's line, "When did you arrive?" and end on page 314 at William's line, "I'm being serious," before more characters enter. This scene is set in the library of a sixth form at a fee-paying grammar school in Stockport. Lily has just arrived and William is getting to know her. This text is less dialect specific, so will work with any accent. Victoria and Ed from Victoria's Knickers by Josh Azuz. This is in Act 1, Scene 2. Start on page 19 at Victoria's line, "You're sat on my throne," and end on page 22 at Ed's line, "All you gotta do is follow me." This scene is set in 1838, and Ed has just broken into Buckingham Palace and is meeting the soon-to-be coronated Queen Victoria. She's not happy to see him. It's a witty, funny, and cheeky scene. Ben and Emily from Stealing Sweets and Punching People by Phil Porter. This is scene 5. Start on page 30 at Emily's line, "Is that all it takes to make the kite somersault?" and end at the end of the scene on page 38 at Emily's line, tell me what you're wishing for." Emily is 15 and Ben is 18, and here he's flying a kite by an old derelict outdoor swimming pool. This is their first encounter together, and they bond over kite flying and discussing their families. It's a wonderfully sweet and touching scene. Megan and Ben from Broken Biscuits by Tom Wells. This is scene 8. Start on page 63 at Megan's line, "Nice of you to show up, Ben," and end at the end of the scene on page 70 at Ben's line, "See you, Megan." Megan and Ben are in Megan's shed, and they're meant to be holding a band practice. Megan plays the drums in this scene, Ben performs a song, and they talk about what their future holds after GCSE results. This is quite a long scene, but with a few tiny trims, it'll work really nicely at about 5 minutes. Alice and Humpty Dumpty from Alice by Laura Wade. Start on page 92 at Humpty Dumpty's line, "Hey you at the back," and end on page 100 at Humpty Dumpty's line, "The bell is for me, not for you." This is a really great scene from the end of Alice's adventures. Humpty Dumpty is like a disgruntled teacher and a bit of a wordsmith. Alice requires his help to decipher a poem that she has, and the scene ends with Humpty Dumpty performing a poem of his own, which you could have a lot of fun with. Melchior and Wendla from Spring Awakening in a version by Anya Reese. This is scene 5. Start on page 32 at Melchior's line, "Oh," and end on page 36 at Wendla's line, "Not a effing thing." This final section is the most mature and challenging. Melchior and Wendla are 2 teenage students and they're out in the park after it's been locked. After they talk, the scene ends with a violent video on Melchior's phone almost manifesting itself between the two of them. This could be stylised for an impactful yet safer staging option, or if you're comfortable and trained in stage combat, you could utilise those skills here. And there we go, 10 duologues for 1 male and 1 female teenage performer. These plays are available on Drama Online, and you can buy the playtexts from the publishers. Bloomsbury, which now incorporates Methuen Drama and Oberon Books, and Nick Hearn Books. Or you can order them from Amazon. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like. Do check out these other videos and subscribe. And if you want to support what I do and the channel, you can click on the link in the video description. All the best.